Here's a collection of actual crimes committed by really dumb criminals. Just sit back and enjoy the insanity as we present. Stupid crime stories you just won't believe. In 2019, a 54-year-old Ohio man wanted to rob a bank. So he entered a U.S. bank branch in Cleveland. Once inside, he did what bank robbers usually do. He passed a demand note to the teller. As the teller read the note, she noticed some writing on the back. When she turned it over, she saw the words Ohio Bureau of Motor Vehicles. She also saw the name Michael Harrell. Apparently, this idiot wrote the demand note on a paper he got from the Bureau of Motor Vehicles, and it was filled out with his name and address. The teller then calmly complied with the robber's demands by giving him the money from her cash drawer. As she handed him the cash, she even called him by his real name, Michael. It was later revealed that he was also a regular customer at the very bank he was robbing. So he was probably so accustomed to tellers using his real name that it never even fazed him. Once he left, the teller contacted law enforcement and gave them his identity. According to the FBI agent involved in the case, it's not unusual for suspects to accidentally incriminate themselves. For example, she said people may drop things like cell phones with all of their identifying information on it. She then jokingly said, "When you present a note that already has your name and address on it, you're helping law enforcement tremendously." You already know how this story ends. Michael was easily located and arrested for bank robbery. If you thought Michael was dumb, wait till you hear this one. In 2018, a 51-year-old man wanted to rob a bank. So he wrote a demand note and entered the Huntington Bank in Columbus, Ohio. He informed the teller that he had a gun and demanded the cash. The teller gave him the money, but the man wasn't satisfied. He also demanded the money out of the cash machine in the lobby. Sensing that the robber wasn't that smart, the teller informed him that a driver's license would be required in order to get cash from the machine. The man didn't even think twice before handing the teller his driver's license. As a matter of fact, he wasn't thinking at all, because he was robbing a bank without even wearing a mask. You can clearly see his face in the security camera image. Once the teller confirmed his identity, he was given more money from the machine. Of course, the bank now had his identification and a warrant was issued for his arrest. It was later discovered that he had pending warrants for 3 other bank robberies a few months earlier. Apparently, he just got too greedy. He was later located and arrested. Sticking with the same theme, a man tried to rob the First National Bank of Alaska in 2018. He entered the bank with a large backpack. He then handed the teller a strange demand note that read, "This is a hold-up. Please put the money they want in the bag. God help us." Clearly, this was not your normal demand note for a bank robbery. But that wasn't the only odd thing about the note. You see, he wrote the message on the back of a sheet of paper that was also a form for affordable housing. And it had all his personal information on it. The teller gave him the money, but neglected to press the alarm. It was later revealed that she was a new employee and did not know what to do after a robbery. She simply froze as the man made a clean getaway. However, a manager noticed the panic on her face, got the details from her and contacted the police. By the time police arrived, they figured the suspect was long gone. But as they left the bank, they noticed a man with a large backpack wearing clothing that fit the description of the suspect. This guy was simply sitting outside the bank counting the money he had just stolen. For some odd reason, he didn't think anyone would be looking for him. He had no choice but to give up when he was confronted. After his arrest, it was discovered that his criminal record spanned over 20 years. According to police, this was one of the quickest apprehensions they ever had. We're not surprised. In 2021, 36-year-old Clint Butler had escaped from a jail in the UK. He had just 3 years left in a 17-year sentence for robbery and weapons possession. After successfully avoiding capture for several months, he was feeling pretty confident. So he and a friend decided to go to the store and purchase a video game. This was also during the COVID lockdown when few people were on the street. Not a smart thing to do when police are looking for you. As they were walking, they saw a police car. Fearing that the cops may have recognized him, Butler panicked. He and his friend decided to quickly change directions. Of course, this only made them look suspicious. The police quickly followed and decided to stop them for questioning. Officers then asked them why they were in town during the lockdown. According to a West Midlands official, Butler's friend told them that he was bored during the lockdown and only wanted to buy the new Call of Duty video game. After further questioning, Butler admitted he had a small amount of marijuana. He then gave them a fake name. However, the police told them that they would have to verify the information. Knowing he was about to be sent back to jail, Butler suddenly attacked the officers by throwing punches and kicking them. They were able to finally restrain him with the help of other officers who were in the area. Butler was sent back to jail with some extra time added to his previous sentence. He's probably wishing he had worn a mask to hide his face. Or better still, that he had just stayed in hiding. In 2014, a British couple went on an extended vacation. According to the wife, they did not have time to clean up before leaving. Thus, the house was left in somewhat of a mess. They figured they could clean up when they returned. But when they came back, they noticed something very strange. Their newspapers had been removed from the front doormat and their mail was taken from the mailbox. But that was just the beginning. Upon entering the inside, they discovered that someone had broken in and brought the newspapers and mail inside. But even more shocking was the fact that the intruder had cleaned up their home. As a matter of fact, the house was literally neater than they had left it. It was like they had hired a housekeeper. As they looked around, they could see that someone had been doing laundry and cooking. And whoever was there had even gone grocery shopping. In other words, someone broke into their home and decided to stay. Eventually, they made their way into the bedroom. That's where they discovered the intruder fast asleep. They called the police and they arrested the 28-year-old man who was still asleep when they arrived. Oddly, the window cleaner told the couple that he had seen the man inside their home. But when he saw him performing normal activities like cooking and cleaning, he just assumed it was a relative staying in the home while they were away. The wife later admitted that she actually felt sorry for the guy. Probably because he cleaned their home and was now going to jail. It's unclear why the man broke in and decided to live there. At any rate, the police explained to the couple that burglary is still a crime. The young man was then arrested and charged. Be sure to like and subscribe to this channel. Our weekly videos will feature such topics as stupid crime stories, classic TV, and the real stories behind popular songs from the past and present. There will be even more categories as we continue to grow.